Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Crystal Pamplina, and I will be the one who discuss the promotional planning through the persuasion matrix. So let's start. Promotional planning is a critical component of any marketing strategy, aiming to effectively communicate a product's value to its target audience and and drive desired actions such as purchases or brand engagement. The persuasion matrix is a framework that integrates key elements of persuasion to guide promotional planning. It helps marketers identify and organize the factors that can influence consumer decisions, ensuring that promotional efforts are both targeted and effective by organizing key factors like the target audience, the type of message, communication methods, and strategies. Ang paggamit ng matrix na ito sa promotional planning ay makakatulong para maging mas malinaw, epektibo at matagumpay ang pagmamarket. Promotional planning has two sets of variables. First is independent variables. It is the parts of the communication process in promotion planning that you can control. Kasama na dito ang message, channel na ginagamit natin tulad ng TV o social media. Pwedeng i-adjust ang mga components na ito para maimpluwensyahan kung paano mag-respond ang mga tao sa advertisement. Next is dependent variables. Dependent variables are the outcomes or results in promotional planning that depend on the actions you take. They show how effective your promotional efforts, like sales, customer engagement, brand awareness, and customer feedback. These variables help you measure the success of your promotional strategies. Now, let's proceed to decision evaluated with the persuasion matrix. Receiver comprehension. These aspects focuses on whether the intended audience can understand the advertisement. Factors affecting comprehension include the clarity of the message, the complexity of the language used, and relevance of the content to the audience experiences and knowledge. Next is channel presentation. The effectiveness of presentation can vary based on the channel's ability to reach the target audience and engage them. Last is message yielding. It involves considering factors such as emotional appeals, storytelling, and the use of persuasive techniques. Let's talk about source factors. Source. This refers to the person or entity that is communicating a marketing message. It can be anyone who delivers the advertisement. Direct source. A person who directly promotes or supports a product, like celebrity in a commercial. Last is indirect source. This refers to someone who may not directly promote the product but helps to draw attention to the ad and make it more appealing.
Good day everyone, I'm Christine Ocampo, the one who will report Chapter 6. Source credibility. Limitation of credible sources. High and low credibility sources are equally effective when arguing for a position opposing their own best interests. Sleeper effect. Persuasiveness of a message increases with the passage of time. High and low credibility. Sources can both be effective in advocating for positions that contradict the interest because the content can resonate based on logic or emotional appeal. Regardless of the source's credibility, this means that even a less credible sources can sway opinion if the argument is compelling. The sleeper effect further explains this dynamic. Initially, a message from a low credibility source may be dismissed, but over time, the audience may forget the source while retaining the message itself. As the initial skepticism fades, the persuasiveness of the argument can increase, illustrating how the timing of information can influence its impact. Source attractiveness. Characteristic that encompasses similarity, familiarity, and likability. Receiver is motivated to seek some type of relationship with the source. Adopt similar belief, attitudes, preferences, or behavior. Source attractiveness refers to the appeal of a communicator which includes similarity, familiarity, and likability. When a source is perceived as attractive, receiver may feel a stronger connection, motivating them to identify with that source. This identification leads them to adopt similar belief, attitude, or behavior in an effort to align with the source they admire. Essentially, people are more likely to be persuaded by those they find relatable or appealing as they seek to forge a connection or emulate the attractive qualities of the source. Enhanced by applying similarity. Communicator and receiver with similar needs, goals, interests, and lifestyle. Applying likability. Using celebrities. Celebrities are admired movie stars, athletes, musicians, public figures. Understanding the meaning of celebrity endorser. Celebrities have stopping power. They draw attention in a cluttered media environment. The effectiveness of source attractiveness is enhanced by applying similarity and likability. When a communicator shares similar needs, goals, interests, or lifestyle with the receiver, it fosters a sense of connection that can increase persuasion. Using likable figure, especially celebrities, capitalizes on their admired status. Celebrities such as movie star or athletes have significant stopping power. They can capture attention in uncrowded media landscape.
Good day everyone, I'm Cristel Salibio. I'm the next reporter. Source attractiveness, ito ay tumutukoy sa katangian ng isang endorser o source na nakakaakit sa audience. Kadalasang ito ay nakabase sa kanilang physical na anyo, reputasyon o connection sa target market. Kapag isang source ay nakakaakit, mas mataas ang posibilidad na makuha ito ang atensyon ng mga tao at mapataas ang tiwala nila sa produkto o serbisyo. Limitation of using celebrities as spokespeople. First is overshadow the product. Kapag gumamit ka ng celebrity bilang tagapagsalita, may risk na ang kanilang kasikatan ay mapansin kaysa sa produkto mismo. Mas maaaring tumutok ang mga tao sa personalidad o lifestyle ng celebrity kaysa sa mga benefits at features ng produkto. Dahil maipaparating ng maayos ang mensahe ng brand at mas mamimili ay maaaring maunawaan ang tunay na halaga ng produkto. Sa madaling salita ay, ang celebrity endorsement ay pwedeng humadlang sa pag-intindi at pagpapahalaga ng mga tao sa produkto. Overexposure. Ang overexposure ay tumutukoy sa sobrang paglitaw ng isang celebrity sa iba't ibang ads o campaign. Kapag madalas nakikita ang isang celebrity, maaring mawala ng epekto ang kanilang mensahe. Ang mga tao ay makakaramdam ng pagod o pagkasawa sa kanila. Kaya't nagiging less effective ang kanilang pag-i-endorse sa produkto. Dahil maaring isipin ng mamimili na mag-i-endorse sila ng produkto para sa pera lamang. Hindi dahil sa totoong naniniwala sila sa produkto. Target audience receptivity refer to how well the intended audience respond to celebrity spokesperson. Hindi lahat ng celebrity ay maaring parehong appeal sa lahat ng demographic. Halimbawa dito, ang celebrity ay sikat sa kabataan, ay maaring hindi gaanong epektibo sa mga matatanda. Kung hindi umaangkop ang celebrity sa value, interest o lifestyle ng target audience, maaring hindi sila makaramdam ng connection o sa produkto o sa brand. Ang kakulangan ng receptivity ay nagreresulta ng mas mababang engagement at bisa sa marketing campaign. Risk to the advertiser. Ang risk to the advertiser ay tumutukoy sa posibleng negatibong epekto ng pag-uugnay ng isang brand sa isang celebrity. Kung ang celebrity ay mapapabilang sa isang iskandalo, ay maaaring itong makasira sa reputasyon ng brand. Ang ganitong usasyon ay maaaring magresulta sa pagkawala ng tiwala ng mga mamimili. Nagdudulot ng pagbaba ng benta. Bukod dito, kung magbabago ang imahe ng celebrity o bababa ang kanilang kasikatan, maaaring mabawasan ng bisa ng endorsement na nag-iiwan sa advertiser sa hindi magandang posisyon. The meaning of movement and the endorsement process. Culture, object, tumutukoy ito sa produkto na ini-endorse kasama rito ang mga katangian ng item. Person, kabilang celebrity o tagapagsalita ang kanilang imahe at impluwensya ay mahalaga sa paghubog ng pananaw sa produkto. Context, ang kultura o sosyal na kapaligiran kung saan nagaganap ang endorsement, kabilang dito ang mga trend, halaga at norm na nakakapekto sa pagtanggap ng endorsement. Endorsement, celebrity to product. Ang relasyon ng pagitan ng celebrity o produkto ang matagumpay na endorsement ay nag-uugnay sa positibong osasyon sa dalawa. Nagpapalakas ng apela ng produkto sa pamamagitan ng impluwensya ng isang celebrity. Consumption to product consumer. Nakatuon ito sa interaction sa pagitan ng consumer at produkto. Layunin ng endorsement na hikayatin ng consumer na piliin ang produkto batay sa impluwensya ng celebrity at cultural na konteksto.
Good day everyone, my name is Noah Jeremy A. Benitez and my topic is choosing a celebrity endorser. Factors: match with audience. The endorser should connect with the target audience, demographic and interest to the make message relatable and impactful. 2. Match with product. The celebrity's image should align with the products, increasing its credibility and relevance. Image: the celebrity's overall public personnel, including their reputation and value, should positively reflect the brand.
4. Cost ROI. The cost of hiring the celebrity should be assessed against the expected return on investment to ensure the endorsement is financially worthwhile. 5. The celebrity must be seen as trustworthy by the audience as the credibility greatly affects buying decision. 6. Evaluate any potential risks related to the celebrity, such as a scandal that could harm the brand's image. 7. Familiarity. The audience familiarity with the celebrity can boost recognition and engagement, making the endorsement more effectively. Likability. The endorser should be responsible and relatable, as a strong personal connection can be improved the audience response to the product.
Next is message factors. Message structure, order of presentation. When you put your strongest argument at the beginning, you will attract the audience attention more immediately. If it's at the end, it will be final impact that can affect their decision. For example, kung magpe-present ka tungkol sa benefits ng isang produkto, simulan mo ng most exciting feature. Sa dulo naman, i-highlights mo yung proof or access stories to give them a reason to buy.
Primary effect. Information presented first is the most effective. The primary effect highlights that information presented first is often the most memorable, making initial point more impactful. And when you starting with strong information, it's a capture the attention of your audience. The recency effect suggests that the last argument presented in a communication of often the most persuasive. Target audience receptivity to the message, which determine how well they accept and engage with the content. The length of the message. Shorter message may enhance the impact of the final points, while longer ones might weaken their effectiveness. The medium used to communicate the message. Whether spoken, written, or visuals can significantly affect how well the audience retains and responds to the last argument presented.
Next is applying likability decorative models. Passive decorative models sometimes used in ads rather than active communicator. Passive decorative models, these models are the primary use in advertisements for their aesthetic appeal rather than for delivering an engaging message, enhancing the visual aspect without actively informing the audience. Some product, e.g., cosmetics benefits from the such model since physical appearance is relevant. Relevance to a specific product. For products such as cosmetics, the model's appearance is a crucial as customers often seek beauty, representation, and they align with the product qualities. High attractive models can have negative impact. Attractiveness and its drawbacks. All true attractive models can draw attention They may also create negative effects by establishing unrealistic beauty standards that some customers struggle to achieve. These women may experience negative feelings when comparing time slips to models. Impact of comparison on women. Women might experience negative feelings when they compare time slips to very attractive models, potentially leading to lower self-esteem and a negative view of the brand. Some companies subvert the decorative models type, challenge decorative models. Their brand like the campaign for the real beauty aim to disrupt conventional beauty norms by showcasing model of various shape and the size, advocating for more inclusive and realistic view of beauty.
Good evening, everyone. I am Mariel Miro and I will continue the discussion of message structure. Under refutation is refutational appeal. Communicator presents both sides of an issue and then refutes the opposing viewpoint. A refutational appeal in advertising is a persuasive technique where a company acknowledges a potential negative point about their product or service, but then immediately refutes it with a strong argument in favor of their brand. Example, an advertisement for a new type of coffee. Some people might think this coffee is too bold for their taste, but our unique blend is actually a perfect balance of rich flavor and smooth finish, making it enjoyable for everyone. By acknowledging the potential concern about boldness and then refuting it with a positive attribute, the ad makes the coffee sound more appealing to a wider audience. Verbal versus visual messages. When verbal information is low in imagery value, use of pictures increases immediate and delay recall. In advertising, when you're trying to sell something that's hard to visualize, like a feeling or a concept, using a picture can help people remember your message. In high in imagery value, addition of pictures does not increase recall. So in advertising, if you want to use pictures strategically, if you're selling something abstract or hard to imagine, a picture can be helpful, but if you're selling something that's already easy to picture, you might be better off using your words to create a strong impression. Message appeals, comparative advertising, directly or indirectly naming competitors in an ad and comparing one or more attributes. Example, you're trying to sell a new kind of soda. You want people to choose yours over the other sodas. Direct comparison is when you directly name the competitor and say your product is better. Indirect comparison is when you don't name the competitor but you imply they are inferior. Comparative advertising can be risky. It can sometimes backfire if it's seen as too aggressive or if the comparison isn't fair. It's important to be accurate and truthful in your claims. Fear appeals evoke an emotional response to a threat and arouse individuals to take steps to remove the threat. Fear appeals are like a wake-up call in advertising. They try to scare you into taking action. An example is an ad for sunscreen that someone has sunburn, wrinkles, or blemishes because he or she does not use sunscreen. Sunscreen ad might offer protection from harm UV rays. The ad also uses image, sounds, or words to create a feeling of fear or anxiety. Another example is anti-smoking ads. It often shows graphic images of lung cancer or other smoking-related illnesses. Fear appeals can be effective, but they must be used carefully. Effective when recipient is self-confident and prefers to cope with dangers. These are people who are self-confident and prefer dealing with dangers. They are more likely to pay attention to fear appeals in ads. They don't think the message is too dramatic or unimportant because they are okay with facing the challenges. Number 2, a non-user of product. Fear appeals work well for people who haven't tried the product yet. They are more likely to be convinced by the idea of a threat and the promise of protection that the product offers in the ads. Protection motivation model states that ads using fear appeals should give the target audience information on the first is the severity of the threat. The ads need to show how serious the potential harm or negative consequences are to help people understand how big the risk is. Probability of its occurrence. The ad should address about how likely the threat is to happen. This helps people to see how vulnerable they are and understand the chances of facing the negative consequences. Effectiveness of coping response, the ad should show a specific solution that works to reduce or get rid of the threat. This helps people believe that taking action can actually help protect them. Ease with which the response can be implemented. The ad should make it clear that the solution is available and very accessible. This gives people confidence that they can actually take the steps to protect themselves. Example in an advertisement for a flu vaccine showing a person suffering from the flu emphasizes the seriousness of the illness, presenting the vaccine as an effective prevention method and highlighting how easy it is to get vaccinated encourages people to take action. By providing this information, the ad aims to increase the likelihood that individuals will choose to get vaccinated against the flu.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Dustin Espicente. I will continue to the report, source attributes and receiver processing modes. Source attributes: credibility, attractiveness, power. Process: internalization, identification, compliance. Source factors: source credibility, extent to which the recipient sees the source as having relevant knowledge, skill, or experience. Trust the process to give unbiased, objective information. Internalization: adopting the opinion of the credible communicator and the belief that information from this source is accurate. Source credibility continue, enhanced by applying expertise. Expertise is a special skill or knowledge that acquired by training or study or practices. Applying trustworthiness. Trustworthiness is the trait of being worthy of other people's trust. Using corporate leaders as spokespeople. Spokespeople as the figurehead of their team. They communicate on behalf of themselves and their direct reports, and they effectively promote and defend the interests of their team.
Good day everyone, I am Naliboy A. Escriaga. Today I will discuss my topic, humor appeals. Humor appeals refers to the use of humor in communication, particularly in advertising or persuasion, to engage an audience, make a message more memorable, or evoke an emotional response. Humor appeals attract and hold consumers' attention, put consumers in positive mood, increase consumers' liking of the ad and their feeling toward the product, distract the consumer from going against the message, may wear out faster than serious appeals. Wear out tendency of a commercial to lose effectiveness when seen or heard repeatedly. Kumbaga po, yung humor appeals daw po, ito yung naglalarawan sa mga paraan ng paggamit ng katatawanan upang makuha yung atensyon po ng mga tao o makipag-ugnayan sa kanila. Madalas itong ginagamit sa advertising, pagsasalita po sa publiko at iba pang mga sitwasyon upang gawing mas kaakit-akit at memorable ang mensahe. Next is the advantage and disadvantage of humor appeals. The advantage of humor appeals in advertising is that they can capture attention, create a memorable impression, and foster a positive emotional connection with the brand. However, the disadvantage of humor appeals is that humor can sometimes overshadow the main message, lead to misinterpretation, or alienate certain audience segments if not executed well. The disadvantage and advantage. First, the advantage of humor appeals: aid with awareness and attention, aid name and simple copy registration, aid retention, aid persuasion to switch brands, create a positive mood that enhances persuasion. Disadvantage of humor appeals: harm recall and comprehension. harm complex copy registration, do not aid persuasion in general, do not aid source credibility, not very effective in bringing about sales. Para sa akin po, yung advantage ng humor appeals ay maaaring magdulot ng mas malalim na connection sa audience, mapapanatili yung attention at gawing mas memorable ang mensahe. Bilang banda naman po, ang disadvantage naman po, ito ay maaaring magdulot ng maling interpretasyon, hindi pagkakaintindihan o pag-alis ng kredibilidad kung hindi ito angkop sa konteksto. Next is personal versus non-personal channels. Information received from personal channels is more persuasive than that received from the mass media. Ang personal channels ay mga paraan ng komunikasyon na direkta at personal, tulad ng face-to-face interactions, phone calls, o text messages. Ang non-personal channels naman ay mga mass communication methods tulad ng television, radio, print media, at online advertisement. Effects of alternative mass media. Differences in information processing. Self-paced, readers process the ad at their own rate and study it as long as they desire. Newspapers, magazines, direct mail, and internet. Externally phased transmission rate is controlled by the medium, radio, and television. Ang epekto ng alternative mass media ay maaaring maging malawak at makabuluhan. Una, nagbibigay ito ng boses sa mga marginalized groups na napropromote ng diverse perspectives at nag-aalok ng alternatibong information na hindi palaging naririnig sa mainstream media. Pangalawa, nakakatulong ito sa pagbuo ng mga komunidad at pag-organisa ng mga social movements. Sa kabilang banda, maaari din itong magdulot ng misinformation at divisiveness, lalo na kung hindi maiangat ang pag-verify ng mga informasyon. Ang self-paced at externally phased ay mga termino na tumutukoy sa bilis ng pagkatuto o pagproseso ng informasyon. Sa self-paced, kahulugan, ang pagkatuto ay ayon sa sariling bilis ng individual. Halimbawa na lang dito yung online courses na maaaring tapusin po sa sariling oras. Externally phased, kahulugan, ang pagkatuto ay tinakda ng ibang tao o sistema kung saan ang mga kalaki kailangan sumunod sa isang tiyak na schedule. Halimbawa na lang po dito yung traditional na klase sa paaralan na may nakatakdang oras. Effects of context and environment. Qualitative media effect influence the medium as on message. Image of the media vehicle affect reactions to the message. Qualitative media effects refers to the nuance and subjective impacts that media content has on individuals and society. Clutter, amount of advertising in a medium, all the non-program material that occurs in the broadcast environment. In advertising, clutter refers to the overwhelming number of advertisements and promotional messages that consumers encounter in their daily lives. In summary, qualitative media effects highlight the complex and often subtle ways media content can shape individual and collective experiences. The cover of clutter presents a significant challenge for marketers aiming to effectively engage their target audience. That's all.